Oh, yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Grind City Wrestling. I am Dustin Starr. Devin is on the road this week, but don't fret, because joining me here today is a very, very special guest. He's one half of the greatest tag team to ever do it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Matt Hardy. What's going on, Matt?
Oh, man, very happy to be here, Dustin, and I'm very excited to be coming out your way. Memphis it's one of the bases. It's one of the home bases of pro wrestling, and I'm very excited to be coming out to Memphis.
They say it's the wrestling capital of the world, but I don't know. North Carolina, you guys over there are rocking and rolling too.
Yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff, but I got to tell you, I love getting out of Memphis. That means I'm going to get some barbecue while I'm out in town.
Ooh, that's actually a really, really good idea. All right, Matt Hardy is coming to Memphis Wrestling coming up on Sunday, March 2nd. You can meet him live. Get your tickets at memphiswrestling.tv. I got a little bit more information coming up in just a minute, but I wanted to mention Nick Nemeth came by on Sunday, and he warned me about you.
Actually, I spoke with Nick Nemeth, and he had nothing but great things to say about his experience at Memphis Wrestling.
Excellent. He told me we're going to have to open those doors a little bit earlier because, man, the Hardy fans just show up in flocks, man. After all these years, just when you think the Hardys might be done, like after a WWE run, after an AEW run, now you're tag team champion at TNA. Like, is anything going to stop the Hardys?
Well, we don't plan on anything stopping the Hardy train anytime soon. And I think Jeff and I, we both made that decision. We're both very passionate about what we do. We love it. We're going to ride the spiral until it ends. And I got to tell you, we love the die-hardys. The people that have been invested in us for decades are still coming out in droves, and it's amazing, man. It's amazing. It's humbling. It's flattering, and we love them so much.
I heard that there are these meet and greet events that take place like after the TNA Wrestling show. And sometimes the fans show up, and there's so many of them. You guys' meet and greet is longer than the actual wrestling show.
That's happened a few occasions.
Wow.
It's in San Antonio. We did Victory Road, and we did this event. The show was 2 hours and 53 minutes long. Our meet and greet after this show went till almost 2 in the morning. It was 3 hours and 23 minutes long. It was wild.
So you work the show, you wrestle a match, and then you hang out until 2:30 a.m. to sign autographs. I don't even know what to say about that. That is absolutely fantastic. Big shout out to, would you call them the Die Hardys?
The die-hardys, those are the people that are just our most loyal fans. And I'm excited to see all the die-hardys in the Memphis area coming up on March 1st and 2nd.
I can't wait to say that. All right, you just said March 1st and 2nd, so let's talk about it. Memphis Grizzlies have a huge wrestling night where they have a ring set up inside FedEx Forum on the stage, and we do matches. There's pregame matches, and then also there's a big, huge halftime match. And you said it just a second ago. You are not only coming on March the 2nd, but you're going to be here live at FedEx Forum, potentially competing at Wrestling Night on March the 1st.
Yeah, it's Wrestling Night. It's Memphis, one of the greatest wrestling cities in the world. Memphis has such a rich and deep history. So I am throwing out a challenge officially now. If there's anybody that wants to step up to the plate, I am looking to step inside the ring, and by a very deserving twist of fate, someone is going to see the side effects of getting in the ring with Matt Hardy on March 1st.
I love that. Matt Hardy is coming to Memphis Wrestling March 1st. He'll be here at FedEx Forum. You can get your tickets at memphiswrestling.tv. So when you click that link, there are seats that we've selected that we knew that the wrestling fans would be interested in that have a really good shot of the ring, so you can see Matt Hardy potentially in action there. Have you seen any of the previous wrestling nights? Because I know you guys did something recently with the NBA.
We did. We were at the NBA. We just did an appearance. We did a little on camera. We interacted with the team. We did a whole bunch of different things, but we didn't do any wrestling. So this would be my first official wrestling night. So it's something I could mark off my list, saying that I've done it all.
All right. So the longevity of the Hardys is probably going to be unmatched. I know you guys had favorite tag teams growing up. Can you give me 3 tag teams that were your favorites of maybe just you, or maybe you and your brother were like, oh man, that's the stuff right there. That's what we want to do.
Yeah, I would say the 3 teams that would really stand out to me above everyone else would be the Rock and Roll Express, the Rockers, and then the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom. Just because they were just such an amazing attraction, 2 monsters which drew main event money as a tag team.
The Rock and Roll Express. Now, it's funny enough, I was just talking just a moment ago before we got on the air, and I said, I bet that he might say the Rock and Roll Express. Well, yeah. Is there a particular reason why the Rock and Roll Express stuck out to you? And obviously, there are Memphis ties where they had a long run here at Memphis.
I mean, we just we like the style. We like the way they competed. You know, especially in the '80s, those guys were much more high flying. They really started up in the ante when it came to like the athleticism within the ring and within the match. So I love those guys. In the Rockers, they did the same thing. So Jeff and I, we were drawn to both teams very, very much.
You know, and I could see the Rockers too, and the difference here. And I think a lot of wrestling fans probably compare the Rockers to the Hardys in more ways than one, where you and Jeff actually both won world championships. And that's always been the what if with Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels, right?
Right. Yeah. So we've both been very blessed. We've been very fortunate. We were able to split away and achieve single success, and then come back together and be even stronger as a unit, as a team together. And I think that's one thing that really is special about us. I think it's also very special about Edge and Christian. They didn't team that long in the great scheme of things. Both of those guys are badass on their own as singles competitors. And Jeff and I were very proud that we both established ourselves so strongly.
Not many people could do that in the tag team division, so congratulations on all that. Talking to Matt Hardy, one of the greatest to ever do it. Big news dropped today, and I'm not sure. I'm very interested to see your take on this. Having worked with WWE, AEW, and TNA Wrestling, there's a WWE ID program. Have you heard about this program where independent wrestlers get opportunities?
I have, yeah. I try very hard to stay on the pulse of pro wrestling and what's going on currently on the scene. And the WWE ID concept is very, very interesting, and I think it's something that is going to be a good barometer of where the indie and the indie standouts are going to end up in the next few years.
We are not that much different in age, but if you look back at the indie scene back in the day, there was nothing quite like this. You kind of had to be a giant guy, or maybe an ex-NFL football player or something to actually get a look. And now it feels like the WWE ID platform has changed that for us. Don't you wish you had that when we were starting out?
Oh my God, that would have been great, right? I mean, it was one of those things. We had to do it through, blood, sweat, and tears. We went in there and we were given the opportunity to be enhancement talent. So we just worked our way literally all the way up as much as we could until they thought we were talented enough and we were deserving of a chance. And they gave us a chance. And then we earned our stripes once we were in our contract. But the WWE ID is such a unique thing because now there's so many ways of getting your talent and your abilities out there besides just sending in a demo tape, which is what we used to have to do back in the day. So it's so cool that people can look online, they can follow some of the more viral indie promotions and whatnot, and they can discover talent. And then these people, they can put a tracker on them and keep up with them where they're going. And if they want to call them in to give them an opportunity, they get the chance. So it's a real cool system, and I dig it.
Yeah, Triple H announced today that there are men's and women's WWE ID championship belts. They're going to have a tournament. Check this out, Matt. WWE is going to have a tournament across the top indies in the United States to crown a champion and then have that WWE ID champion actually defend the title on the indies. What realm of the world are we living in right now?
Yeah, that is wild. But I think it also shows how you have someone like Triple H, you have Paul Levesque now running the ship, behind the helm of the ship, and as someone who is much more current, much more on the pulse of modern day pro wrestling. You have Shawn Michaels, he's been killing it at NXT. I love what he's been doing with the brand down there. And you can really tell that there's been a turnover, and there's new younger guys who are more on the pulse of the pro wrestling pulse nowadays.
Wrapping things up here with Matt Hardy. Thank you for taking the time. I do have a couple of Facebook fan questions, kind of rapid fire. You want to do them?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. Do you see you and Jeff ever going into the WWE Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Absolutely. How long before you're back in WWE? With this partnership, I feel like it's going to happen very, very soon.
Soon.
Okay. Most memorable moment. Good luck with that one.
Most memorable moment. I would probably say we've had so many amazing ones, but probably our greatest moment was winning the tag team ladder match against Edge and Christian, because that is the match that put us on the map.
Very, very cool. Last one. You've reinvented yourself so many times. We had a viewer say that it's very Chris Jericho-like, where you just keep reinventing. Big Money Matt comes to mind. Of course, Broken Matt comes to mind. Is it safe to say that those are kind of satire characters that just fit in the wrestling world?
Yeah, I mean, very, very much so. I mean, Broken Matt, that was the first year that I did Broken Matt in TNA. That was the most fun year of my career, no doubt. And I really wanted to think outside the box, do something very different. I just saw, my wife and I, we just came home from a Valentine's Day vacation in Scotland. We were in Edinburgh. And while we were coming back, I watched Deadpool and Wolverine, the movie. And it gave me so many flashbacks to the whole Broken Matt era, and that's just what we were looking for. We were looking to be campy and break the fourth wall and do all those things. So Broken Matt was so much fun. Also, Matt Hardy version 1 was one of my favorites as well.
Yes. Now, I actually wrestled Broken Matt. You almost ate my wife's hand when she went to slap you. So I've got a soft spot in my heart for Broken Matt.
Indeed. He loves to eat and delete, no doubt.
There you go. All right. So wrapping things up here. Saturday, March the 1st, Matt Hardy officially is going to be here at FedEx Forum for Memphis Grizzlies Wrestling Night. He's going to be in action in some capacity. You never know who else might show up. And then also again on Sunday, March the 2nd, that to me is the big one. You don't really get to rub elbows with Matt Hardy that often, especially in a very intimate setting like the Memphis Wrestling Wrestle Center. So get those meet and greet tickets, memphiswrestling.tv. Is there any last words that you want to say here to the fans of Memphis and also the listeners all across the world?
I've got a real soft spot in my heart for Memphis. I love it. I grew up a huge fan of Memphis Wrestling, USWA. I love all that. And I think that truly defines the art that is pro wrestling in so many ways. So I'm excited to get out there. And once again, all of the diehardies in the Memphis area, I'm hoping to see you on both March the 1st and March the 2nd for Memphis Wrestling.
He's Matt Hardy. I am Dustin Starr, and this was Grind City Wrestling. Thanks, Matt.